Jai Bhagwan, Chapter 21. To efface oneself is sadhana. Sadhana or meditation is done to acquire good qualities to become deserving of His benevolence. Sadhan is a medium, but sadhana is limited to one's intellect. Sadhana or meditation is performed with the mind, but for the attainment of enlightenment, the intellect proves limited, for it is beyond the scope of the mind. The path of sadhana is to forget oneself. All paths which lead to sadhana are dependent on the inference, and initially you have to move in the direction of your inference. No one can show you their experience. People, however, can guide you, create faith, and give help. Following the guidelines, one has to have one's own experience. Without experience, your sadhana is incomplete. I assure you that experience is not unobtainable. It is definitely obtainable. The reason for our non-experience is our own shortcomings. It is because we have not surrendered totally. It is impossible to begin sadhana or progress in spiritualism without surrendering oneself totally. One who gives totally gains all. Sukhdevji, Vedvyasa's son, was sent to Janak Raja, King Janak, the father of Sita, to gain knowledge. Janak Raja said, "Before trying to acquire knowledge, take this vessel brimming with oil and visit the entire kingdom. Remember not to spill the oil." When Sukhdevji had completed the assigned task, Janak Raja asked him, "How did you like the kingdom?" Sukhdevji replied, "I have not seen the kingdom. I was concentrating on the oil and I was careful not to spill it." This was the true test of his worth. Then Raja Janak advised him to live his life exactly like that. Your mind, intellect, your life breath, everything should be involved with God. If, in spite of worldly duties, you can think of God, then you remain happy. Then you do not experience and crave for material benefits. Mind, thought, and life breath must be concentrated on God. After doing one's duty, if one can yet meditate and recall God's name, then one will be in a state of bliss and one will not be troubled by attachments, desire, and grief. For the devotee, life becomes an endless desire to think about and obtain God. He makes his entire life an effort to obtain God. Without doing the necessary and important activities, it is impossible to sustain the body, but unnecessary activities of the mind, body, and speech must be given up. One thought process leads to another. The time between the two is the state of alert consciousness. The more you increase the time, the more spiritual consciousness will be achieved. When you decide to make an effort, increase this state. This is the real meditation. To be able to meditate, three things are necessary. To discipline one to study more, to live and respect sadhana, and to give up criticism of others. When a child begins school, he doesn't realize the importance of the vowels and the consonants. Similarly, in the beginning, we do not understand the importance of meditation. Despite the fact that two devotees share the same goal, the means to achieve them will always vary. Recite the chants, mantras that are prescribed in your religion and the ones which you think will lead you to salvation. Follow the scriptures which you feel will lead you to your welfare. Your words can give advice, but they do not help meditation. Impatience is a shortcoming when trying to attain sadhana. Do sadhana with patience. Do it with deep conviction. Do not alter it. Changing one's God and one's religion gives rise to dissatisfaction and loss of faith. Do not disclose your meditation to anyone. Hearing and discussing leads to doubt. Sleep is the enemy of the sadhak. The cure for that is less food, concentration with open eyes, and washing of the feet and mouth. However, when sleep overtakes you, walk. Those who are involved with meditation should not indulge in futile discussions. They are obstacles to one's sadhana. When your doubts increase and your faith decreases, you will encounter more problems. The threads of faith are so fine that even the slightest doubt can destroy them. However beautiful one's sadhana may be, if it lacks eagerness, dedication, and a craving for knowledge, then attainment or success in sadhana is a futile thought. Just as the body without life is useless, similarly, meditation without eagerness is pointless. Just as treatment for an ill person is useless without a good diet, similarly, without abstinence and control, sadhana too is useless. That kind of meditation is akin to meaningless effort. In sadhana, there is no value given to physical exertion. Do your sadhana with understanding and conviction. Thoughtless, mindless sadhana is an effort akin to just aimless labor. But without correct effort to help you, progressive thoughts will remain mere thoughts. You will not benefit. Just to have elevated thoughts is a form of entertainment, and it would be a luxury of speech. Effort will reflect in your behavior, and it will manifest itself in a high spiritual existence. In order to meditate, there is no need to leave this world. The result of sadhana always comes. Never mind, you may not be totally absorbed, but you will definitely feel the peace. The disturbances and turmoil in your mind will be calmed. Sadhana involves thinking, recalling, concentrating, chanting, reciting, meditating, and practicing detachment. When all these are done with all your energy and with faith, then your life will become absorbed in sadhana, and this will definitely happen. When you can do meditation for 3 hours at a stretch, then you will find the subtle world. It is necessary to break off from your past and channelize your thoughts. When sadhana is done effortlessly and it pervades into every aspect of your being, then life becomes steadfast and equanimous. The influence of sadhana will be expressed in our very nature, which will be transformed. Jai Gurudev.